Hey YouTube, Moosecap here. Hey, today I want to do a quick review on this Monstrum scope, prism scope, 3-power prism scope. It's the model S330 S330-P is the model number, and this particular one is in flat dark earth, and I think that's what a T is for, not sure. Because the black one is model S330-P, so I'm assuming S330-P-T would indicate the flat dark earth color. And here is the scope, mounted on my Ruger 1022 with the Archangel stock. That was interesting how they put the logo on the base instead of the scope itself, but whatever. Looks clean. And I thought the packaging was really nice. I don't really care about packaging, but they did a good job on the packaging. Protecting foam on top, and it's covered in this plastic. Inside they give you a little instruction booklet. It came with the battery in the scope, but they also give you an extra battery, which is kind of cool. And the battery it takes a CR2032, so they gave me an extra battery. I thought that was kind of cool. And of course, it's nothing new. A lot of scopes they give you a little white cloth. But let me go with the specs real quick. It is, for me, slightly on the heavier side, but keep in mind, guys, this is a $100 scope. Now, this is what I would say it fits in between like the cheaper like UTG or one of those cheap $50 scope. But the price range is below, say, like a Vortex. You know, Vortex will for the same type of scope, prismatic scope, under 1 power. I think they have all the way up to 5 power, but you could choose which one you want. But 1, 3, or 5 power, and those go for about $300. And so now this is a tabletop review. I haven't shot this, and you know, as far as holding 0 and stuff, on what I read from other retail like reviews, it holds 0, no problem. You know, everybody give it a pretty good review in terms of that. I haven't seen any YouTube video review of this particular Monstrum scope, so here I am doing one. But so I can't say about that. I will later on do an updated video where I do shooting and see if it holds 0 and all this. And I ordered the Monstrum quick detach because I thought this mount needed to be a little bit more higher for my eyes. So I got a quick detach that attaches under here. So I'll let you know if it holds 0 and everything. But back to the scope. Did I mention it was 15 ounces? A little bit on the heavy side. I mean, not too bad. I mean, for this size scope, I would say it's kind of on the heavy side. This is made out of aluminum, but I feel like there's a lot of the weight they could have cut down was the base plate. This is metal. I think there's a lot of weight there. I think it would have cut down a lot of weight if they decided to go with aluminum instead, but whatever. And here's the windage adjustment. The adjustment is right there. Here's where the battery compartment goes. It is red and green. And the brightness setting goes from 1 through 5 on red and 1 through 5 on green. This is China made. You could kind of definitely tell. For example, like this little, the red or green indicator. This is gonna be really hard to show. Let me take this off. The gun, the rifle. There's the little cosmetic stuff that I thought, okay, this is China made, and this is, you know, this is why this is $100 scope. Like for example, like the little green paint that they put on here is barely even there. It looks like they put a little green paint when they manufactured it and they wiped that off. They wiped off too much or something. Same goes on the other side. I don't know if I can show it. I mean, it's not as neat as I would like. You can't really see, but there's a little bit of paint under here too that they couldn't like wipe away cleanly. Whatever, those are little cosmetic stuff. I'm fine with it. And then the adjustment clicks, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not so tight that, you know, that you can't really, you're having a hard time, but it's definitely firm, I would say, in a good way. Like you couldn't accidentally turn this by bumping into it, nothing like that. You definitely have to give it a firm turn, which I like. And I don't know if you guys know about prism scopes, guys, but unlike just regular like red dot sight, if you do have astigmatism, for example, on a red dot, if you have astigmatism, it could kind of blur out. You kind of get the star effect on the red dot, and it could blur it out. With the prism scope, you won't have that problem. That reticle will be perfect. Now, it has an etched in reticle, so if you don't have to turn it on. You see that black reticle. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it. Let's see here. You don't have to. I mean, if your battery runs dead, you could use the etched in black reticle. But if you wanted to turn on the illuminated reticle, yeah, gosh, I can't. Sorry, guys, I can't really focus in on. I'm gonna show you the picture. Yeah, so it looks like that. So you can make it green or red, and if you could turn it off and just use black too. And they're saying this width here on the crosshair is 24 MOA, and the height is 12 MOA at 100 yards. Kind of like that, how they did that. That way, if I want to do like a holdover, say to the left or something, I know halfway is like 6 MOA there, if that makes sense to you. So this is 12. This is, gosh, I need like a pen or something. So that's 24 MOA that way. So that means here to here, top to bottom is 12 MOA. From middle to left, that's 12 MOA. That means that's about 6 MOA right there. So if you want to hold over and just do calculations that way, it makes it a little bit easier. But I took it outside in the sun, and the picture to me was, you know, I'm not an expert on scopes. You know, I don't have Loophole and all this expensive scopes. I just own this one, Sidemark Ultra, and Vortex Spark, and another variable power 6x24, I believe. I hardly ever use it. One of those long range scope, but I hardly ever use it because I don't do long range shooting. They say this is good up to like 500 yards. No, I'm not that good of a shot. I'll probably shoot anywhere between 200 to 300 yards, and this three power scope should be sufficient. Anyway, I took it outside. You know, the picture seems to be really clear. Even in the sunlight, the green kind of washes out, but then the red definitely, red at the highest power of 5, highest brightness at 5, it definitely works, even out in the bright sun. So I like that. Unlike my Sightmark Ultra, like if I take that out in the sun, it's just red only and it just washes out. I could barely make out the reticle. And because it doesn't have a etched in black reticle, you know, I don't even have that to fall back on. But now I'm digressing, talking about some other scope, but yeah. So to me, it's really clear, and that's what they were advertising. That in a small package like this, making a prismatic scope helps it to make a clearer scope. It's finding clear picture. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's what they're claiming. And I believe it. Like I said, I took it outside, and it was really clear compared to my other scopes. And size-wise, the website gives good descriptions. This is like I would say 5 inches in height, 5 inches in length, 3 inches in height. We'll just call it like 2 to 2.5 inches in width. Now, just for the size comparison, here is my Vortex Spark. And there's a Monstrum. So yeah, it's a little bit larger, but also you get the more capability. You get 3 powers on this. 1 power on the Spark. So I think this would be good for this Monstrum S33. S330 would be good if you want something like a Vortex Spitfire, which is also prism scope, like I mentioned, just like this. But you're spending a third of the money, you know, $300 versus Monstrum $100. So anyways, and I do like the fact that, and I don't know why most, well, maybe a lot of this skull manufacturers don't do it. I don't know if there's no market for it, but I really like the fact that I could have gotten this on Flat Dark Earth. A lot of websites don't do that. I think they offer a lot of like real tree camo and stuff, but I almost hardly ever see like Flat Dark Earth or like multicam or something. I wish that more companies would do that. So when I saw this in Flat Dark Earth, I was like, all right. I jumped all over it. I was like, that's cool. And if you're wondering the color, because you know every company makes different variations of Flat Dark Earth. The best way I could describe it is it's a little bit lighter than the Magpul. Very close, but a little bit lighter. If you put it side by side, it's a little bit lighter, this Flat Dark Earth. But if you have like a BCM, Bravo Company, if you know the Bravo Company Flat Dark Earth, it's a little bit darker. So I would say somewhere in between. It's a little bit darker than the BCM, a little bit lighter than the Magpul. If it's somewhere in between. But more closer to the Magpul, I would say. And if you're into traditional black color, yes, they come in black color, obviously. So you have choice of black or Flat Dark Earth. I don't know if they call it Flat Dark Earth. They might call it something a flat or dark earth or something. But you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, please leave below. And thanks for watching. And please like.